Alright, 1988 Mazda RX7 Champcar is for sale. I'll walk around, show you a little bit about the car. LED taillights. It's got Lexan back glass, LED marker lights. All the vent hoses have been enclosed in metal, so they're good for the rest of the year. 2019 rules. Fuel pump cover is in there. There's a quick release for the fuel pump that's similar to this, so that you can make a quick change of the fuel pump. We have one of the fire extinguisher nozzles pointing down at the gas tank. Bilstein's in the back. Brakes are still in pretty good shape. They've only done a couple hours at Charlotte. All the bushings on the back have been replaced with the Mazda RX versions. Braided brake lines. You can see this side looks pretty bad. This is where we hit the wall at Charlotte. So the fender and door have been removed. It's been pushed in here, and it's been pushed in at the bottom. You see how the radiator hose is kinked. Front has KYB adjustables. They're I think Mazda RX or they're Eibach lowering springs on there. Braided lines, racing beat, larger rear or front sway bar. Front tie rod was broken. It's got the turbo brakes on it, the 4 pots, brand new hubs. One have been run a couple hours. Got Hawk Blues in the front. They're only got a couple hours on them. You can see we did a 6-port electric conversion to open up the bottom and the top actuators. We ended up disabling it at this last race, but all the actuators come with it if you want to try it again. Cold air intake got pretty well smashed. The can end filter. It's got aluminum radiator. Brand new alternator. And this is pretty much the only bad wiring on the car. It was just a fix during the race because we cleaned out too much of the wiring harness and didn't have a signal going back to the battery, so the alternator wasn't kicking out enough voltage to keep the thing running. So it's got a brand new alternator because of that. Motor runs great, no smoke, starts right up, starts up hot. The motor was rebuilt last fall with, 2018 spring with Pineapple Racing seals, and it was street ported. It's pretty strong. Front's pretty much destroyed. Lights still work. It's got a MyLapse transponder that's got a 1.5 years left on the subscription, and I'll figure out how to transfer that to the new owner. All the required number panels and sponsor labels are on there. 2019 and 2018 tech on it, pretty much as it is. Harnesses were bought in June 2018. Somebody took our steering wheel. I don't know, but no steering wheel included. Let's see. Windshield was cracked. There's 2 fire nozzles here and here over the driver. All the wiring has been done with relays, so every single switch, anything that draws any kind of current, has got its own relay, its own fuse. They're all fused correctly. Digital water gauge, analog oil pressure gauge. This is a S5 cluster that was repinned so that the gas gauge works. The gas gauge is fine. Nothing else we're looking at here, but I believe the voltage does work. Speedometer works, but we also added a GPS speedometer and a clock. This is a Pegasus Racing safe kill switch, so it grounds out the alternator when you stop it. Let's see. Lifeline fire extinguisher. I forget the size, but it's the big bottle. And then it comes with a IMSA harness. There's the push to talk button. And then Motorola GP300s, I think they are. Ultra sealed seat. Pretty much everything in the back has been rebuilt. All the bushings, everything's been redone. The tow rod on the other side there, on the side that hit the wall, is definitely bent. Would need to be replaced. Everything else looks good. It's got the factory sway bar in the back. It's got these super expensive but super nice camber adjustments from Mazda Tricks. It's got the adjustable center link, so it's really easy to get good camber on the back. Toe bushings have been replaced with spherical. It's really easy to set toe on this thing, especially once you fix the tow rod. Gas tank appears to be 18 gallons. I'm measuring. Battery boxes on the inside. It's got the stock ECU. Everything's nice and tidy. Wiring's all cleaned up. Battery eliminator on the radio. Antenna for the radio. Transmission is a used one. We used it at Charlotte for the first time. Shifted fine, no scratching, no whining. It was probably the best used transmission we've had so far. Long acre rear view mirror and hanger for the steering wheel once you replace it. And then all the wiring has been cleaned up underneath here. You got a fuel pressure gauge. All the fuel lines have been replaced. They all got heat shield on them underneath all the way up underneath into the injectors. All the vacuum caps are new. It's just really clean. Everything we tried to do a pretty clean job of this car. Rack is in good shape. Coil packs are in good shape. Alright, I'll tell you about the spares. So it's got 4 cheapo cast wheels, 2 spares, but one is dented right there. I don't know if it's worth fixing or not. These are Toyo R1Rs. The 3 on the bottom are fine. The one that's on the top here got split when it hit the wall. That's definitely no good. These are factory BBS wheels. Those are 2 brand new R1Rs on them, but all the wheels are in super good shape. Spare aluminum racing radiator. Pretty much all the bushings have been replaced, but there's a few extras in there. Comes with 8 Hunsaker quick fill jugs. All the nozzles have been replaced. Upgraded, I guess. Nothing falling off on you. Spare header. It's nothing special, but it's a spare. Drive shaft, half shaft, front control arms, spare hubs, spare rear brakes, spare front brakes, spare brake lines, spare transmission mounts, rear view. hose connections, lots of bearings, spare fuel pump, alternator. There's all the receipts, logbook, premix. I think that's an open differential. Never used it, so I don't know much about it, but it came with the car when we bought it. Some spare shocks, spare clutch, pressure plate. Brand new, or new to us, rebuilt transmission by JO Motorsports. Never got to use it. And then all the spare radios. So there's 3 radio bodies in all, 3 headsets, chargers. Batteries are pretty much toast. You have to replace the batteries, but all the programming software, spare harness, all that stuff comes with it. Radios work really well. So that's all the spares. That's the car.